Welcome to Season 3 of the Casual Camping Podcast, your home for the best camping discussion both in and out of the field. Here are your hosts, Tim and Ade.
Welcome once again, one and all, to the absolutely beautiful thing that is Casual Camping Podcast. I'm not Tim. Oh, yes, I am.
And I'm Ade. Oh, you wrong-footed me there completely. The beautiful thing with the people with the voices for radio.
Yes. The faces for throwing rotten tomatoes at.
Potatoes, Tim. Potatoes. You forgot a chance to actually remind everybody of the potato in the ear.
The potato. We're going to have to do. I think this year's Halloween special. Although we didn't do
reenactment.
We didn't do a Halloween special last year, but this year we need to do a Halloween special, and it needs to be a full telling of the horror story that is the potato in the ear.
It was just a food fight.
It was not.
It was just a food fight.
It was attempted murder.
Terrible.
It was
I can feel myself getting riled. Let's change the subject.
It's nearly moida. It's nearly moida. Perfect moida. We've got on much brighter news. We've got a couple of mediocre 5-star reviews I can read out.
Have we?
We have.
I thought they'd stopped.
I know. Me too, to be honest. But no, we've.
Hey Tim, me too means a different thing. Don't be getting on that movement.
Camping lives matter.
They do.
They do. Anyway, this is from Luke Gent, spelt with an H.
Lucas? Oh, no, that's not. No, that's Lucas, isn't it?
That's Lucas. Gentas? No. Anyway, he says, look forward to the podcast every Friday, lads. I'm set up for a long weekend at Dean House Campsite in Gortby, Lincolnshire. I have the field to myself, highly recommended. It says it's only £15 a tent, and it can only take 5 tents at a time, which is great. Pub is just down the road. Absolutely brilliant. Keep up the great work. Cool. He probably runs that campsite, and that's just a plug for his campsite. But it's a good way to do it, and it filled me.
I can't imagine he'll have the field to himself at £15 a go.
No,
let's sack off that other one, Tim, and go join him.
We're too late to book into that one as well, Ed.
I know.
But thank you, Luke. That's very nice of you to take the time. Actually, it's Luke Gent Burlmarsh. It's got a proper full-on posh name, is that? That's like posh folk. It's like a posh fella.
I bet he knows Chasington Towers.
I bet he does. I bet they're forever playing checkers. A round of whist at Chasington Towers.
Croquet in the lawn.
Oh, cool. And then we've had some fan mail that's come through from the link that's in the show notes every week. And this is Morgan from North Norfolk.
Morgaz.
Morning, lads. Keep up the good work. You were talking about knots the other day. My brother-in-law, Rob, has a great saying, if you don't knots, tie lots. Which I quite like that. If you don't knots, tie lots.
Oh, I get. Oh, it's a bit deep, is that, isn't it?
It's deep for us. It's deep
for us. Yeah, I was like, what? Oh, and then I realised, you're tying lots if you don't know knots.
Absolutely. So I hope that keeps your tarp up for you. Missus, keep up the good work.
Well, we'll know this time next week, to be honest, Morgan, because Tim's, I think, tarping it. Going to hammock and tarp it this weekend. Who knows?
Who knows? It could all be a terrible disaster, couldn't it? It could all go terribly wrong. I
Well,
jury's still out. Jury's still out. I'm still
you can't decide.
well, the weather's turning a little bit. It's going to stay dry. It's not going to get wet, but I'm just thinking it's 2 nights, and do I want to zip myself into a tent? And I'm just thinking of maybe taking the little Vord tent or the big fat frog and just still having the tarps up over like a kitchen station and stuff. But I don't know. I don't know. I really want to take the hammock because it was such a comfortable night's sleep. But I'm not sure I want a hammock camp for 2 nights because you are just kind of out on display. It's I
Cross
can't
your
keep
legs, Tim.
I can't.
Cross your legs.
I can't keep the show going for 2 days.
What's your stripper name, Tim?
Oh, isn't it where you grew up and the dog? So I think it's Rusty Orchard is mine. It's because we had a dog called Rusty and we lived for years on Orchard Lane, so I'm Rusty Orchard.
Well, you see, I go back further than you, so.
That's because you're older than me.
But where did we have Rusty? So you remember Rusty as your first dog?
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
don't remember where we were.
Rusty Finkel.
Oh, Rusty. Yeah,
It
okay.
would also do for another name as well, but we won't go into that, eh?
I don't know what you're talking about. It's Rusty Finkel.
Rusty Finkel.
That's cool. Yeah, I could see you swinging from a chandelier.
This weekend, Tim. This weekend. And no, we've not invested in chandeliers. We're not that glampers.
Yeah, but you did once want to take a full dining service with candelabras and everything to a campfield once. I remember you suggesting that.
Well, I thought it would be a very good, I think it was fancy dress for a stag do or something. And we all went in top hat and tails and actually had like a proper set out dinner table.
I still think that's a cracking idea, and we should definitely do that at some point. It's
Yes.
I think literally top hat, tails, full dining table, tablecloth, and eating off proper china with a candelabra in the middle of a camping field, surrounded by other people just in tents and camping chairs. I think we'd look class.
I think we would. We'd make lots of friends, which is the whole idea of it, Tim.
Yes.
Make lots of friends.
Or they'd just stare at us a bit funny from a distance, a little scared.
Yeah, but knowing our luck, they'd be camped right next to us, though, wouldn't they?
Oh,
Too close.
God, too close, people. Get back, get back.
At least we'd have chairs to poke at them, like lions.
If I'm in full top hat and tails, I'm going to have a cane, possibly even a sword stick.
I'll be damning their eyes and saying, "Lad, my cheroot."
Oh dear. Yeah, but we're not doing that this week, are we?
We are not. Kind of really brings us on to prepping for a weekend away. And we've talked and touched on many things, and like long-time listeners will know, we go back over things a few times. But this, we thought we are prepping for a weekend with some people that have been away with us before, but some people that maybe haven't, and some of the things that even the last time we went away, we all made the mistake of turning up with burgers. Now, I love a burger, but I don't want a dozen between three.
You've literally been going on about this for weeks now. Since that camping trip, you've been going on about what an absolute massive mistake it was that we didn't properly prepare what each person was going to bring for food, and we all ended up bringing burgers. And we were all like, and we did cook them all, but it was all like, yeah, I'm a bit burgered out now, to be honest. I've had 4. I don't need any more burgers.
Yeah, and even if you do like, one of those big stacks of burgers and stuff, yeah, it's kind of puts off. And I guess, your choice of tents, the fact of, what food are we bringing, who's doing what, are we cooking together, are we not cooking together, are all kind of what I want to touch on in this episode, if that sounds all
Yeah,
right.
I think that sounds fine. So yeah, we are doing how do you prep for a trip? So we all prep in different ways, I suppose, but this is kind of what we do really, and it's just trying to make sure that we've got all the stuff that we want and everybody's on the same page. Particularly when you're in a group, it takes a bit more prepping. When you're just going on your own, well, it's kind of all in your head, isn't it, I suppose? And you just kind of know what you need to take. But if you're in a bit of a group, there does need to be a bit of a group chat to get that going. And that is something we've done with this one, isn't it? To probably
Yeah,
start the prepping for a trip is we've actually made a WhatsApp group chat for the people who are coming.
yeah,
And literally then we can kind of say, well, I'm going to bring this, I'm going to bring that. Um, this is what the weather's doing. The campsite's booked, which was a worry there for a moment. But it just if you go in a group, set up a little temporary WhatsApp group that you can just kind of have a bit of a chat with each other with, and just make sure everyone's on the right page. Does anybody need someone else bring in? You can just share all those sort of all those issues, or ask if someone's got something you want to borrow, and it just makes it a little bit easier. Particularly if you're going with people like you said this weekend. There's an extra player coming along. There's Matt who's not camped. I mean, you've met Matt. You went to Germany, didn't you? You came on the Berlin trip.
yeah, yeah. So it's however many years that was. That must be about 10 or 15, eh?
It is 15 years this year, so it was 2010. It was
Ooh,
December 2010. We all went, a big group of us, to Berlin, and you were on that trip. I think that was for your 40th.
was
Yeah, I
it?
think I paid for your flight as your present for your 40th.
Oh, cheers,
Yeah.
Tim.
God. Your picture on my phone is still from that trip because you pretended to be caught by Nazis and jumped up with your hands up in the air, surrendering from behind a bush. And it's still the picture that comes up when you phone me.
I'm glad I've not grown up, even now.
Yeah. Oh God, we had a massive snowball fight in the middle of Berlin. It was great. It was great fun.
Oh, yeah, I still cringe about that. Like, wasn't that the yeah.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah. That's a
But
that's
we
a
got
story.
snow. We got snow in Berlin. Anybody should visit Berlin when it's snowing. It was lovely.
I think it was -20 when we were in Berlin. I remember getting chilblains on my legs.
Oh, anyway, you're not going to get
Anyway,
chilblains on your legs this weekend.
mm,
And yeah, while we did mess up, I think, with the burger thing last time,
yeah,
I think the prep is more than just food. It's setting out if you're group cooking, if you're not group cooking and you're all taking your own stuff. The advantages for that is obviously everybody buys a little bit of stuff so that you all eat quite well. You can
yeah,
vary it up. If you're if you're buying your shopping beforehand, means you can put it in proper tubs instead of taking the packaging that it comes in. And the benefit for that is that if you've got, say, burgers or chicken or whatever, you've got a resealable tub that you can put it in.
yeah.
You can also probably freeze it
You can
so that
all you're
it's
also
slightly defrost, keeps it cooler while you're
yeah,
there.
and uses its own cold temperature then as an extra freezer block in your cool box.
To keep your beers
Keep
cold.
keep the beer to be
Yay!
yes to keep the beers warm.
Yes, well, sorry. I
No.
forgot which hemisphere we were in.
It also getting rid of all that packaging as well also means that it takes up less space because you buy
Yeah.
stuff from the supermarket. It comes with so much packaging on it. It's and if you take all the stuff out of it, even if it's in like double Ziploc bags and stuff like that, then it just takes up a lot less space in your cool box, and there's more room for beer.
Yay!
Means you might
So
not have
yeah,
to take 2 cool boxes.
and I think the other thing about good prepping is you are less likely to forget things. You
That's the
know,
whole premise of it, isn't it?
yeah,
Although I try and prep every time, and I still forget my pillows sometimes.
yeah. You know, it happens. I think it's, as we've always said, it shouldn't be something major.
Mm.
You know, last time I forgot my beer mug, but you
Oh.
know, my coffee mug became a beer mug.
I
I don't
like
like
that.
drinking out of cans, you see, and yeah, I don't know why. I mean, they're ideal for that, but I just prefer like a tankard or a cup or a,
Yeah.
might one say a Yeti sort of tumbler.
I think last time I didn't bring my Snow Peak beer stein, and I used my Yeti coffee cup as well. And actually, you know, it
Kind
does
of works.
kind of works, and it's got a lid so it keeps the flies off it and everything else. I did think, oh, it's kind of good as that, but I do like that Snow Peak beer stein. It is lovely. It's got a fat
Yeah,
ass. It's got a fat bottom to it, so it's really stable when you sit it down somewhere.
yeah.
All the weights. It's got a low center of gravity to it because of its fat ass. So I'm gonna just gonna say that again.
You
Fat
say it so
ass.
that you're enjoying that, yeah.
I am. I'm enjoying that
Is
too
that
much.
in the specific description on Snow Peak's website?
Well,
Because if it isn't, it should be.
I don't speak Japanese, but I assume that third symbol means fat ass.
Asterix. It's more than just a snowflake. Don't get me started.
Yeah, so
Anyway,
beer steins will be brought on this trip. It's already on my list. Which kind of brings me to making a list. And I know I've mentioned this before, but it's a nerdy thing to do, and people might, it's not something you're going to talk about in dinner parties, but making a kit list, it's you can't have one list that's going to suit every single trip because you do take different things, but you can have a core kit list that means at least you're going to remember a tent. You're going to remember something to sleep on, something to sleep in. You're going to remember power and all those little bits of stuff that you take every single time. It's really worth putting together a bit of a kit list. If you want to be a real nerd, you can laminate it. You can laminate it and put it up somewhere. I don't know. You can put your own photo on the back.
Tim, you're going to get picked on this weekend if you turn up with a bloody laminated list. Jesus.
Haven't got a laminated list, but look, I got 3 days at work. I got 3 days at work before I get camping, and then
I see where this is going. This is like, yes, I am working. Look, the laminator's going.
my boss ain't listening.
I bet this will be the one time that she is laminator, Tim. Is that the signal? Wait on, Tim's got the laminator means he's not doing anything.
Oh, I'm in so much trouble.
Oh, we can edit that out, Tim.
No.
We don't edit.
We don't edit. We don't edit. We don't prep these episodes. We
But
certainly don't edit.
yeah, I think you make a really good point there about, whether it is a list or whether it's a mental kind of note or something on your phone. So why would one time be different than another? And for me, it's the place that you go into and the kind of food that you're cooking and what
Yeah.
you're sleeping in, and that changes from time to time. So this weekend we're going to a site which we love. If anybody's been to Fire and Stars, it's great. We're camping in the trees. The hosts there, the owners, great guys, give you a good welcome. But you can't park next to your site.
Mm,
And while sometimes I think that's a detractor, actually, it's really good that you're in woods, so you're going to have to carry something from one place from your car to that anyway. You can't be in the woods and be driving in there. So
Yeah,
it
and
is,
I totally agree with you on that because we've kind of moaned about that previously, and I think if someone's got a big camping field, there's nothing wrong with driving in and dropping your stuff off and then parking your car up again. But you absolutely can't do that at Fire and Stars because it's all woodland camping, and
yeah,
that's the beauty of it, really. Because actually, you got to hike into the woods and you've got a plot, and it's a pretty big plot, but you've got to
it's a
hike
big
in
plot.
there.
Yeah,
But it really makes you think about what are you taking because
yeah,
you can't turn up with a 4 meter bell tent because it probably would fit on some of the plots, but it wouldn't fit on all of them. You certainly can't turn up on like some 7 meter air beam tunnel tent.
yeah,
It's with an
yeah.
awning on the front. It's just not going to fit. It's and you
But they
wouldn't.
do. I mean, they said that they had a wedding party and they did have some 5 meter bell tents in some of the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
pictures. So
yeah,
really, really good. And I think, you know, understanding, we always say put it in the car. If you've got space, put it in. I think at the other end, it's what am I taking from my car to the site? And that really should be more minimal.
yeah,
Although, I'm taking a camp bed, I'm taking a swag, I'm going to
yeah.
try and rest one on top of the other. I know I shouldn't, but you know what? I quite like my setup. I like playing with my kit. I don't play with my kit that often that I don't want to take it with me. And that's the whole joy of,
Yeah.
getting a good setup. But I do want to think because I've got two kit boxes, both of them Yeti. I will have, and actually, do I need to adjust which one comes with me? Do I need to, thinking about the food that I'm going to cook, thinking about the setup, can I just take some things out of one and put them in another and just take
Yeah.
one of them instead of both lots?
Yeah, I'm thinking the same because I've got my two flight cases and one's for kit, like odds and sods, knives, sharpeners, fire kit, all sorts of stuff like that, gloves and things.
Yeah,
Um, then my other one's my cook box, so it's got my all my cooking stuff and things like that in it. And I'm thinking, well, can I have been away and combined things into one. But we're going for a couple of nights and I haven't been camping for a bit. So I kind of want to take all my toys, which is why I'm
yeah,
thinking the hammock, because that kind of balances things out for me in a weird kind of way, because the hammock literally weighs nothing. It stuffs in a tiny little bag. Couple of tarps, which weigh absolutely nothing. Kind of balances out the fact that I want to take both camp boxes and I'm going to take a kitchen station this time that I've only used a couple of times. And so I'm gonna take a load of stuff, but I'm gonna balance it by not taking a big heavy tent. So I'm not taking either of my bell tents. I'm more likely to take the hammock, but I might throw in a little tent just in case. Just in case. But
just
that'd stay in the car then.
yeah.
It's
And there is that, but we as we said, you think about the food, you then start to think about what are the things that I need to cook on or
yeah.
with as your kit. Your bedding is a good, good to go. You know what that will be, whatever. Whatever tent you take, you're still going to need your bedding and things.
Yeah.
But I think that's the bit that I go, yeah, I can take an awful lot of stuff, pop it in the van and get there, but some of it will just stay in the van. But I also do want to play with my kit, so I might take a little bit more than 2 nights really plays with my senses really a little bit because I kind of think, well, there's a few of us fitting on one pitch, so it needs to be a smaller tent. But I also want to have a nice setup. I
Yeah.
really enjoy having a good setup and going, oh yeah, this is over a couple of nights.
Yeah. And the Birken Wheel swag is an awesome piece of kit. And whenever you've been away with that, you do do dress it very well. You dress a camp very well, and it looks cracking. I this is the balance, really, isn't it? Between, are you prepping fast and light, or are you prepping a few luxuries? As you say, we're there for two nights, so we got 2 full days there, and a little bit the following morning. That means, the first day we get there, we're putting it all up, and we're kind of, that's the fun bit. That's kind of the activities, getting it all sorted, and then starting to cook food and having a few drinks. The following day, we tend to wake up quite early. You do have to kind of entertain, yourselves, and you've got to think, well, what am I taking that's I can kind of have a bit of a play with. And we're all grown-ups, but we're still kids at heart, and we like to take our toys, don't we? We like to get our toys out. And there are no better toys than camping and outdoor toys. So you do have to think about some luxuries, on a longer trip that you actually want to play with. And although that's extra weight, it does mean, on that Saturday afternoon and throughout Sunday, we can kind of go, look at each other's kit. That's always a good thing to do when you're in a group, isn't it? Is to go around and go, what have you brought?
You've got to be careful there, Tim. Like, oh, it's not that kind of camping. Oh dear. Yes. Well, I mean, last time
we're inclusive, Ed. We're inclusive.
Yeah, we really are. But last time I had a new stove. So
Yes.
Winnowell Nomad Air, medium size. I had an oven for it, so we had to play on that. We had a cook off. I did say cook off, didn't I? Yes.
Yes, you did. Not cuckoo.
And you had the Genesis still, so we were still playing around with that. I think you even got your little rocket stove out.
Yes. Actually, yeah, I could bring.
It all sounds like really euphemistic.
You love it when I get my rocket out.
Especially if you come in fast and hard. Listen to last week's episodes, people, if you've not heard, if you don't know what I'm talking about there.
So coming in fast and hard with his rocket stove. Stand back, ladies. Oh my word! Oh my word!
So we had lots of things like that,
Yes.
to play around with, and as all things happen, it either becomes around food or drinking, or we go down the pub.
Yeah,
which I'm sure we'll do.
I'm absolutely certain both days we'll end up down the pub for a couple of pints. It's a couple of sherbets just to have a bit of a wander, really, and have a bit of a walk.
The whistle.
Yes, definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing where they put us, because they've opened up because the site's full, and they've opened up an extra bit for us, and I think that means that we're more in the woods, because they only use a tiny portion of their 48-acre wood. So I'm hoping we're a bit deeper in the woods, which means we could go exploring.
Oh,
And I've just remembered, I do have some new toys that you haven't had your hands on yet that we get to play with.
Oh.
The very, very kind people at Lead Lenser have sent us their very fancy head torch to have a play with. And this is going to be the perfect opportunity to get it out in the woods. It's the one that literally changes focus of the beam and knows what you're looking at all the time. The HF8 by Lead Lenser. So we're going to get there in the woods and literally see how great that looks. So
surprise.
New toys to play with, Ade.
Well, there you go. That'll be a game changer because that's the good thing about being in woodlands is there's no lights. It's only what you bring, and just navigating around in that kind of environment needs something like that. So absolutely brilliant.
That brings us on to, prepping wise, your tech, I suppose, and we're a number of days from it. I've already started charging things up.
Yeah.
which,
I've started as well.
Yeah.
I was like, because I just go get them and go, well, put them in a place where I can start just charging them. Because, okay, we're, what are we, 3 days away? We've
Yeah.
got a lot of time to be able to charge things up. But how annoying is it when you get there and you go, oh, I didn't charge that up.
Yeah.
And it's your main light or
Yeah.
your head torch or something or other.
Yeah, absolutely. Or even your power station, and you think, oh, hell, it's only got 25% left and I'm
Yeah.
here for days. It's, just
Nobody wants to be
absolutely
sat in the car with the engine running just so that you can,
no, not at all. I was once on a site and they did let like motorhomes on. There was a motorhome parked literally that close to us, and right through the afternoon for about 2.5 hours, he put the generator on, the diesel generator, and it was just like I literally had to go for a walk because it was just I was gonna I don't know, block up the exhaust on it and see what happened. But don't do that, people. Don't do that. But it was
Tim
just like
Talk's are good at exhaust blocking, but he doesn't.
no, no. Tim talks a good lots of stuff, but he doesn't do any of it. It's all in my head. But it's just you go for a peaceful camping trip. You don't want to listen to someone's diesel generator, do you? And equally, you don't know where you don't want to go to your own car and have it running to charge something up. But you can guarantee nobody else wants to listen to that either, particularly when they've gone to like a woodland, peaceful setting. It's so yeah. Charge your stuff up. Get your stuff fully charged up, and that's another thing for a kit list. A prep list that works for every single camping trip. Just write on there, charge all your devices. And you might take different devices for different trips, but charge them all up and just make sure. And you've got to do that days before because these big power stations, they can take 24 hours sometimes to fully charge up. And like you say, I tend to kind of get it all together around one plug and just keep rotating until everything's charged up, put it all back in its bag. I've got one kit bag for all my electronics. It's a waterproof bag, so I know it's all nice and safe. And then it's all ready to go then. But you can't think that the night before you go in because you haven't got enough time overnight to get it all charged.
Yeah. Yeah, I think really good point is that, we talked about food and the point of prepping that beforehand, freezing it and whatever else. You're not taking more than you actually need. Although it is quite nice to have large portions, but, maybe that's just me.
We do like a large portion, Ed. It's
Oh, stop it. Oh, stop it. Absolute smut.
I do find camping though that actually, yeah, it's the one time when your eyes are absolutely bigger than your belly because we tend to like graze an awful lot when camping. So you start drinking and you're not hitting it hard. You're going really, really slow, but you will start earlier than maybe at other times. You start to sort of snack and pick at things as you're going along. When it comes to actually cooking a meal, it's like, I can't eat 5 burgers. I can only eat 4 burgers. It's
But to be honest, I mean, like, a burger and a hot dog with bread,
yeah, that's enough.
Quite a lot.
It's quite a lot, yeah.
And you're drinking, so
yeah,
eating's cheating.
Yeah. I mean, I am going to do a big beef stew for Sunday. I'm thinking it's like a Sunday dinner,
Yum.
Sunday tea. I'm doing a big thick beef stew. I'm going to have some big crusty bread. I'm going to do some little new potatoes that I'll fry off again and make them all crispy. And I'm going to put dumplings in the stew. If you don't know what dumplings are, I can't help you with that. You'll have to look it up because they're made of suet and they're like a doughy, bready thing that's you drop into the stew and over about 20-25 minutes they cook in the stew and they're just absolute, and they take on all the juices and the taste of the stew. It's just absolutely beautiful. So I don't know what my point was for describing all of that. I'm salivating, but we will. Oh yeah, that's going to be really quite filling. That's quite
Yeah.
that's quite a
Yeah.
lot. It's because I was thinking, oh, we maybe need to bring some extra things for that and extra bits, but I'm thinking, no, I think that's going to be really quite filling and really quite stodgy and kind of set us up for a second evening of drinking.
Yeah, no, it really will do. And that's the thing. Sometimes just the prepping of big bits of food and stuff is really
Yeah,
nice. Fills that time,
it
gives you
does.
something to do. Also, what I like to do, I like to do things like bushcrafty stuff, like, learning how
Yes.
to use a flint, practicing on that, sometimes sharpening my knives, sometimes doing feather sticks.
Yeah.
They're all little things that just, you're in nature and that's what you're doing. Or you're going around scrumping for bits of wood that you can
Yeah.
burn. If
But
you're in
you,
places that allow you to do that, I
yeah,
will
yeah,
sort
yeah.
of
Be
say,
very careful.
be
You
very careful.
you've got to remember to bring those bushcrafty stuff with you. It's I'm really looking forward to my taking my Swiss Army knife Venture Pro, my
Is this it?
Victorinox.
It won't be the first time that you've unsheathed it, I know, but is it the first time in the field?
It'll be the first time I've unsheathed myself in the field.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Well,
fast and hard, rocket stove, unsheathing in the wild. Tim's off the leash.
oh God, what's this weekend going to
I don't know, Rusty
end up
Finkel,
like?
you tell me.
White chicken, white cow.
Oh my God. God, what we need is someone to turn up with a mirror ball. We'll see if the lead lens head torch shines on the mirror ball.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta remember to take all those bushcrafty stuff with you. But I'm really looking forward to taking that knife out and having a, see what it's like doing a bit of wood carving with it, doing some feather sticks, things like that with it, and just sitting around the
Lighting some
fire.
fire with the flint
Yeah,
and the steel and
and when I get some tiny splinters in, it's got tweezers for me to sit there around the fire trying to get the splinters out. So
I got splinters. Been prepping some wood. Don't
with
forget the
with
wood.
your
If
with
you
your with your bare hands, Ed, you should put gloves on.
second day I put the gloves on. First day I got loads of splinters. I'll never learn, Tim. I was just too eager. What, a bit of wood prepping? Yes.
You're not meant to just tear it apart with your hands, but I know you're able
And
to do
teeth.
that. Yeah. But yeah, as you say, wood prep. Bring in wood. I've put it on our message group just to say, can we all remember to bring a little bit of wood? And if we all bring a little bit of wood, then we've got enough wood. So it's just worth making sure that everybody's got some and everyone's on the right page.
Well, yeah, because wood, it's the thing you burn. If you have to go to a garage, how many times have we run around trying to find a garage that had some wood that wasn't soaking wet or
Yeah,
green or whatever?
yeah,
So it is worth prepping. You'll get it cheaper at home, or I'm currently cutting up a pallet. I'm going to take a pallet and burn it. So,
yeah. I've
but like you
bought.
say, everybody takes a bit, whereas sometimes if not everybody's brought some, then there's that in the middle of the day kind of right. Where do we need to go and get some wood so that we've got
Yeah,
enough for tonight?
absolutely, absolutely. And like last time we were at Fire and Stars, we actually really needed a saw because some of the wood that we'd got was massive,
Yeah.
and I hadn't brought a saw, so that's on my kit list now, and I'm going to bring my folding saw just to make sure that we've got something that we can proper prep wood.
Proper prep of wood. And I think the other thing while we're talking about it is water. Water. You know,
Good shout.
we, yeah, a couple of times I've not taken some because I thought there'd be a tap there. We're in the woods. So
Yeah.
just check the site that you're going to, and what is it? An adult human needs to have 2 litres of water a day,
At
at
least
least.
for prepping purposes. If you're talking proper prepper, then actually you should prep for about 3 to 5 liters per adult for washing and everything else and cooking and all of that stuff. You do go through quite a lot of water when you suddenly start cooking and washing with it. But when we first went to Fire and Stars, they were still setting things up, weren't they, and getting established, and they hadn't got running water on the site at that
Yeah,
point. So
yeah.
we had to make sure that we'd taken, our water butts were full. There was extra water, bottled water with us, and we knew about it. We prepped for it. We were absolutely fine. The next time we went, they'd got the water all plumbed in and everything sorted. Be interesting to see this time what else they've done, because they were
They
getting
were
a wash.
extending the car park. They were
Yeah, they were
building
doing a
toilets. There were a kitchen area. There
yeah.
was water in there. So, and it was without that, there was quite a lot of other. There were pitches that had eating areas and actual built-in covered tables. Yeah, there was quite a lot for kids to do, and yet you still felt that you were there by yourself.
Yeah,
So, really looking forward to it. Cracking
yeah.
site.
I mean, you mentioned kids there, and obviously we don't go camping with kids. Your lad is he's not a little kid anymore. He's
20, 21,
proper grown
21.
up, proper grown up. But prepping for kids adds a whole other level to it, because you've really got to think about food, entertainment, comfort, electronic devices now. Everybody takes them everywhere, and it does drive me mad, but I understand that actually that can give you it can give you like half hour's peace, can't it? If you just
Yeah,
if you give them a little bit.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, there's all of those things and everything that comes with that power for those power banks and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, everything else that we've touched on as well. So, yeah, I think for me, that prepping is about trying not to take too much and yet vying with want to take a lot of things because, it's not just a night. So, yeah, really thinking about what kit I'll need, what kit I'll want, and also the food, the drink. We've not even talked about beer, but that's kind of a given for me.
It's kind of a given. I mean, I've got two decent cool boxes. I'm planning on only taking one. Predominantly, it will have food in it, and as Laird knows, I like my beer warm. So I don't always put all of my beer in my cool box, because actually sitting around room temperature, ale is perfectly fine for me. That's what I like. So it does give me the convenience of not needing to take two cool boxes away. I can keep it mainly for food, maybe a few shandies in there, something that I do like to keep cold. But then my ales will just sit at the side and be absolutely fine. But
Yeah.
how many Yetis are you taking?
I might just take the larger Yeti, and that should hold my beer and my food. It should be all right. So, plus it's on wheels, so I can drag that in.
Yeah, that's cool. That is cool. I was going to say, plan for a contingency was something I was going to mention. So I'm going camping in September. I've got a camping trip already planned, and it's 3 nights, 4 days. And at the moment, we haven't booked anywhere. Where we want to go to the Lake District because we want to go and camp there, set up a base camp, and then go and do lots of hiking and spend days hiking the hills in the Lake District. And but we've both said, and going with Matt, who's coming this weekend, and we both said, do you know what? If the weather's rubbish there, but the weather looks better at the Brecon Beacons or in the Peak District or even Dartmoor or somewhere like that, we don't mind traveling. What we need to do is just kind of have a contingency and just think we'll book. The Lake District's massive. There's loads of campsites. So in particularly in September after schools have gone back, it's starting to quieten down. So we'll easily get in anywhere. So we're going to leave it till the week before and see where the weather is. and then actually, if the weather's better somewhere else, we're going to follow the sun, and it's really kind of building into that prepping for your trip of actually, is it the be all and end all that you must go to that place and be there, or actually, can you be a bit more flexible? And
Yeah.
because the weather, if the weather's rubbish, I can cope with the weather being rubbish for a day if I'm out hiking and stuff like that. But actually, for 3 nights and 4 days with the hiking, if it's just going to chuck it down for the whole of that time, that's really miserable, and you don't want to do that. So have a bit of a contingency when you're planning your trips, and just think, well, can we be flexible? Can we? I know that's not always possible because campsites get booked up, and particularly at the height of summer. But actually, if you can be a little bit flexible with where you're going, try and build a little bit of flexibility in your prepping and your planning stage, because actually it'll just give you that option to to change your trip so that it doesn't get ruined if particularly if the weather turns really nasty and turns really bad.
Yeah. 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 Good one.
I know.
Um,
I do have these. I was that'd constitute a top tip, I reckon.
yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Underwhelmed from Adrian there.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean it that way. I was considering and went, yeah, okay. Yeah, Tim's top tip, be prepared. And I guess when you're booking anywhere, think ahead. I know that nobody gets the weather 100% right, but see what your campsites are like in regards to, we've said it before, what are their policies on cancelling. Most of
Yeah.
them don't allow a cancellation for bad weather. That's just not on. So, what are their facilities? Get you out of the weather when you're back. And maybe you just got a bit of a longer journey in the morning to go somewhere where the weather's better.
Yeah, yeah. I that's a good shout really. Just kind of know what the site is going to let you do and not let you do. Fire and Stars where we're going, it's a no music site, so they don't allow music at any point. Although I think last time we did play music for about 3 hours, but it wasn't loud music. We kept it really quiet around the tent. I think there was one group further in the woods that were playing a lot of loud music, but they got told off and they weren't there in the morning, so they cleared them out. It's
Yeah.
so no,
Weren't they the
you know,
ones sleeping in the car in the end?
yeah, yeah. It's
Young'uns.
young crazy
I could
fools.
tell. I could tell.
But yeah, know what the site lets you do. Is there some entertainment to keep the kids happy? Is there a barn that actually like a social area that's covered that you can go into if the weather is bad? It's is there food that's prepared and that you can purchase there? We love to go to
Yeah.
Tresick over in near Ross on Wye. They've got a gin shack on a weekend, a
Oh, they've
pizza
got loads of
oven.
stuff.
They got tons of stuff on a weekend and canoeing in the day. I mean, literally, you can do everything there. But just have a look at your site and see what there's there. Not just their policies for whether or not you need to cancel or anything else, but it changes your idea of what you need to take. If there is food there that you can buy, you don't need to buy as much. You don't need to take as much with you. And
Yeah, they might have
or
local produce,
yeah,
which is always nice. They might sell wood,
yes,
charcoal. I think Fire and Stars sell.
yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, speak to your site owners. They're a wealth of knowledge about local kind of stuff. Where's your
Yeah.
nearest shop? What you can get there and stuff.
Where's the nearest pub? Are they friendly?
I don't think I need that information from them. I can smell it a mile off, Tim. It's this way.
Oh God, I'm not following you anywhere. Your sense of direction, bloody hell. It's So I had a list of stuff, but I think we've covered most of it. It talks. I kind of wrote down about choosing your destination and where you want to go and know your site and everything else. Kit list, making sure you've got a kit list that's worthwhile. Food and drink planning, particularly if you're in a group? Is everyone going to kind of share that out? It does seem daft that you're all cooking tea when you could, separately, when you could all actually just come together and make it a bit more social.
Yeah. Can I just pip you there a minute and
Go
just
on
go
then.
back to kit list? Because we've not talked about clothes.
Okay, true.
Um,
Well, you
we,
only take one pair of pants, Ed.
well, I do, and I'm in the swag, Tim. Nobody wants to see my bits. Um,
You're in an elevated swag this time.
on show.
Why do you think?
Um,
Why do you think I'm never borrowing that swag? Maybe.
hey, I've got pits and bits. Anyway, I am joking. Adrian is very clean. But the fact is, we're in the middle of the summer. But even now, it's getting a little bit sort of chillier at night. Do you have enough warm clothes?
Yeah.
Yes, got a fire, can get that, but that dip just as the sun goes down gets really quite cold. And even a few weeks ago, I went camping. It got quite chilly at night.
Yeah. And if you
So
get,
make
and if
sure you've got, if you've got shorts on in the day, if you've got something to keep you warm at night, if you've got the correct footwear, just stuff that'll keep you warmish.
yeah, because if you let that dip in temperature chill you, then actually it's often the end of the night. Because once you get a little
Yeah.
bit cold, it's really hard to get warm again, and it's a sudden chill. It's got a real sobering effect, and suddenly your night's over because you're not going to start a session again. You've got to make sure that you are warm. I always throw a blanket in and I've got a camping blanket that I don't mind getting sparky burns on. It just means that when it does start to dip, you can just have a bit of a blanket around you, or over my lap because I'm getting to a certain age. I thought I'd say it before
That's
you
why
did.
I've got the teddy bear top, Tim.
Yes.
The snow pig, that's like a blanket,
Yeah.
except it's not a blanket because I'm not 80.
Well, I upgraded my camping fleece to it's a really thick Barber fleece
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's really 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 nice, and it's very forgiving of sparky burns. You can't see any on them, which is great. But it just means that you're not going to get cold because as the weather turns, and even in the height of summer here in the UK, you can get it can get quite cold on a night. So you just got to think about your clothes. I would recommend taking more than one pair of pants for 3 days camping. I will change my pants. By pants, of course, to our North American listeners, we're meaning undercrackers. And so I take more undercrackers than Adi does, but that's because I like to keep clean.
We can continue this joke, but
But we know secretly it's not a joke.
I think I had a shower every single day the last
know.
time we went away,
I
and I
know.
didn't think you did.
I did actually. That was Northumberland. That was Northumberland camping, and I had a shower every day. I will have you know.
Didn't on that the last day that we left.
No, I didn't on that day.
Oh, well, there you
No,
go. You
no.
see, I beat you in the clean
Okay.
sticks then.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You were clean for the long drive home. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. It's yeah. I am taking. You mentioned pits and bits a moment ago. I am taking the samples that we were given from the trade show with us. I haven't used those yet, so I'm going to be taking pits and bits, and I'll be getting
Oh,
myself thoroughly cleaned with pits and bits.
I didn't get any samples. She obviously thought it wasn't worth it. But I was amazed, and I wished I had. I'm going to go buy some.
Well, I'll share. I doubt I'll use a whole bottle in one go. But,
Yeah.
but no, it's for pits and bits. It's not for like having a full bath. But
Especially
yeah.
if you're only in a hammock. Nobody wants to see that, Tim.
Ooh. I
Get
think I'm
behind
going.
that tree, will you?
Well, that's why I'm taking two tarps, so that I can
You're going to
have a
wear
bit
one
more.
like a negligee.
like a
Go
Rambo
on, Tim.
negligee.
Go on, something a little bit more comfortable. Mix as a cocktail. Oh dear. Well, on
God.
that little image, which we'll leave you with, we'll go into a minute mindfulness.
Welcome to the Casual Camping Minute Mindfulness. Let the sounds of nature take you back to the camping field.
Reminds me of tomorrow when we're going to be in the woods.
Yes, yeah. As this goes out live, we've obviously talked about where we're going quite a bit for a couple of episodes now. I do wonder whether anyone's going to turn up. And I know it's fully booked. I don't imagine for a second it's fully booked with people who listen to the show. But I am going to take the big 7-foot casual camping podcast banner flag that we've got. So if anybody is by any chance at Fire and Stars, have a wander around. If you find the flag, come and say hello. Bring a beer, obviously, but do come and say hello because that would be really cool.
Come and say hello, and then we want to come and critique your camping setup, and you can critique ours.
We will partake in a sharing of snacks. I've got one more shout out. So someone I know who does listen, it was their birthday this week. So Mark, happy birthday, Mark. Get that tent in the garden. I know you bought all that gear and you haven't used any of it yet, so get it in the garden and then get out in the field. But happy birthday from the both of us.
Yeah, Mark, get out there. Yeah, I've got a friend that buys tents and doesn't even get them up for a year. Like, if a tent turns up today, it's not going to, but if a tent turned up today, it'd be like half an hour before I'd get it out in the garden.
Yeah.
You know, obviously I'd change all the guy lines for ones that I want and get some clam cleat stuff on there. But, you know, then it'd be up.
Yeah, yeah. I would be the same. There's no way that because I'd be agonizing about buying it for ages and I'd be yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. But as soon as I've kind of, got it and it's arrived, it's out the box, it's in the garden, it's going up. I love the fact that the new garden has got a big grassed area, so it's properly big enough to put tents up in, which is great. So I can properly, any new tents in the future are going to go up in the garden first thing.
Brilliant. Well, we hope that this episode has inspired you to, maybe make a list, write a list, have a memory of what you should be doing, but giving you some thoughts about getting out there and what you might need to do for the various types of camping and sites and friends that you go with and places that you go. So give us a message on Facebook. We will be doing a podcast in the field to see whether or not we've forgotten anything next time.
Yeah, that's a really good point. It'd be really interesting, actually. I'm going to get in touch with Stuart, who is just posted on the group that he's gone to the Outer Hebrides on a mountain bike packing trip, and his photos look amazing. So if you haven't joined our Facebook group yet, search for Casual Camping Podcast. There's a chat within that, and he's posting photos of being in the Outer Hebrides. It looks amazing. He's got to have the ultimate prep list, really, because he can literally take like 10 items on the back of this bike. but
Yeah.
it looks
And in
pretty
the
epic.
Outer Hebrides, it's not like you're coming across shops every 2 miles, is it?
No, no. I mean, oh gosh, I forgot my coat. Here's a tweed jacket, sir. You know?
Here's a kilt. Wrap it around you.
Yes. Do you need a new inner tube for your tyre? Well, we make it out of tweed. Will that work, sir? No. But no, I might send her a message and say, we need your prepping kit list putting up after this episode goes out, because it's got to be the ultimate prep list, really, of really thinking about, if you can only carry like 10 things, you've really got to know what you need to carry, haven't you, and be prepared for it.
You definitely do. Yes.
Cool. Right then, everybody, get in touch with us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, as I say. You can send us your mediocre 5-star review. Either contact us on socials directly or use the link that's in the show notes of what you're listening to now, and you can just send us a text message on there. Don't forget to include your name, and we will catch you on the flip side next time.
Yeehaw.
Casual Camping Podcast accepts no liability and does not officially recommend any products or endorse any techniques discussed in an individual podcast episode or shown on Casual Camping Podcast social media accounts. Individuals should make their own informed decision and risk assessment of any products or advice prior to any purchase or use.